and
I
walk around.
think the second, like the balcony, was hotter than the first floor for some reason.
Hot air rises.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, 5 heads.
Learned that in
Thank you.
3rd grade, baby. Yeah, no, that's the only thing I remember though. But yeah, technically I think hot air rises. So, but yeah, it was really hot, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there are definitely some people there that should use deodorant and should take a shower because, yeah, that that didn't smell too good in there. Yeah, in some areas.
What
Let's
are
just
you
say that.
insinuating? You were sitting right next to me all the time. What do you mean?
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another podcast. I do apologize here, first off, for having the podcast on a different day. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too well yesterday, so we moved the podcast to today instead. Yeah, moving forward, the podcast should still be on the same day, on Tuesdays. I might change it in the future. Yeah, we'll see. But for now, we're gonna try to keep it on Tuesdays unless something comes up again. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. We got Obolongo, we got Crystal Shizzle, we got Taki, and we have Is It Time. So you guys already know what's going on. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the SWC Paris event, and of course, we're going to be dabbling into the balance patch, which is something everybody's been waiting for this podcast to discuss, right? But how you guys doing? Yeah, you guys doing great? You guys made it home safely? Yeah, everything's good?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you
Yeah.
guys made it home safely. Yeah.
Actually, a bit sad it's over.
Yeah?
You're going to the finals. It's exciting. You're thinking about it, and then when it's over, it was a great event. So, yeah. Now we know it's 1 year until the next one, right?
Right. Chris is too loud? Yeah, okay, I'll adjust Chris down. All right, we'll start off with the first topic here today. Thank you guys for joining me, though. First topic today, as we're doing, and as I just said, is going to be about the SWC Finals. Yeah, I want to focus this topic here on your experience in Paris, right? What you enjoyed, what we did. We can kind of share all that information with everybody. What you thought about the event, yeah, the actual live event. And yeah, any other experiences you want to share. So feel free to take it away with what you thought about the trip.
I never got to eat anything, like real food.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Every time we went to eat, like to have dinner and stuff, I never got to eat anything. Like I got to eat the dessert, but never got to eat the main course.
Wait,
What
because
about the lunch thing?
yeah.
Oh, the lunch. Okay, the first day, yes, I got to eat the lunch, but never like when we went out for dinner because in Paris they always have like a 3-course thingy, right? Because if they will look at you funny if you don't eat 3 courses. But I just got
Didn't you sit next to me the first evening when you had like the meats with all the?
I think Taki was having so much fun. He didn't even remember.
Yeah,
he didn't even remember the food.
You were even eating the pizza from Makita, but.
Oh yeah.
You were having so much fun that the food didn't stand out. You did eat.
No. I'm talking about when we had dinner.
You
Dinner.
were busy live streaming it, right?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
were
but
doing
it
the
went-
live streams. That's why.
Yeah, but it went too fast. It went too fast.
Yeah,
So,
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
was
crazy.
nice.
I don't remember all the food we
Yeah.
ate too. I only remember one day of what we ate because me, Leisha, Ycuz, J-Mac, and Crystal Shoza, we went to like this cool truffle place. Like it was a really truffle place, and we had like foie gras, truffle pasta, and it was something very memorable. Yeah, to eat and for my wallet. But yeah, so it was very memorable.
It wasn't that bad.
Nah, it wasn't that
It
expensive.
really wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. I'm just making fun though. It was like what, 30, 40 bucks for a bowl of pasta with a truffle cream sauce and foie gras. I think 30, 40 bucks is expensive, but I mean it's not bad considering how bougie I like to say it should be, right? So
I mean, you and White Cuz, aka Patrick, or the other way around. You guys had like foie gras every time, right?
oh, he had foie gras every day. I had it once at lunch, and then I had it once at that place. But it's so much cheaper. Is it just cheaper in Paris or what? The foie gras, because like it was like 13 bucks, and like it's like a huge ass piece of foie gras we had at that lunch thing. I was like, what the? Really? Bro, you buy foie gras in Hawaii here, it's like way more expensive than that, dude.
I don't know. I don't buy it that often to know.
Okay, actually that's true.
Same here.
I think I've only ever been to like bougie restaurants, like really expensive restaurants that I've had that. That's the only times I can remember, like a couple times in the past. So maybe that's why.
You don't have dinner less than $50, right?
Huh? My dinner is always less than $50, bro. It's less than $1 sometimes, if you know what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, water and instant ramen, sir. Yeah. Oh, maybe an egg. You know, when I'm feeling kind of, bougie. But anyways, besides the food, what else do you guys enjoy about Paris? And were you guys excited to meet people? Because I know Crystal Shizzle, Leisha, we've been to events before. We've met other content creators, other people before in like the community. But this was like one of the first big events for Taki and Obolongo. How was your experience, right, being with everybody in one place?
Dude, it was really funny. I mean, really fun, not funny, but fun. Really fun. Honestly, it was like sitting at the lounge like with you guys. It was really fun. It was like scrimming RTA. I don't really have friends, so, and I still don't.
Shut up.
But yeah, it was really, real fun, to be honest. Real fun.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, we had the like Europe Cup before as well, but that felt way less in comparison.
Yeah, but it's also nice to meet, the people from America and
Yeah.
And even the guys from Asia. Like, I was quite surprised of how many of them actually spoke English, and they really tried to mingle. I remember last year in Korea, it was more a bit like small groups, like the Koreans were sitting together, the Japanese were sitting together, and it was not so mixed. And I felt like this year it was like everybody was going everywhere.
I had nothing to compare with, so I really just had fun. It was nice meeting everybody. Lucky God, who is always trying to like speak English, but he couldn't really relay his message. He couldn't really relay his message, so he always like brought this Google Translate on his phone, and yeah, it was fun.
You know who my favorite person to meet was there?
Me.
How did you know? That was okay. So you know who my second favorite person I met there was? God damn it, Obama. You know who my second favorite person I met at event was? It was Judas. Dude, that guy was.
Gotta be Judas.
He had a personality, man. Dude, I love Judas, man. Judas was awesome, dude. Like, what a good sport. Like, he literally just came there, and first time I met him, like, the first thing he said was, he came down, and I like, we met him, we were gonna walk to the dinner, and he's like, hey, hello, Judas, would you like to try my mango from my factory that I make? And I'm like, what? Hell yeah. And it was so good, dude. Yeah, and from then on, we were friends, man. We were friends from then on. Yeah, watching him play the tournament and, of course, losing the first round, I mean, he was still cheerful, still joyful. And then even after that, he was going out on the event, having a good time. At dinner, he was having a blast. And he's very sociable. Yeah, and very, very likable. So I definitely enjoyed meeting Judas, for sure.
Yeah, it was easy to befriend him. He was very social with everybody. So I would probably say the same almost.
It was actually awful. Like, I was there, no one said hi to me. Taki like said hi to the person next to me and the person on my left, and then he just walked away.
Okay, I didn't expect you to be that small, Leisha. Okay.
What is so small people don't count as people.
But at the same time, I gotta be honest. I thought you sat right next to J-Mac at the dinner where he said hi to you. But at the same time, I thought it was someone else. So I thought he was always with Riona.
You thought it was Riona?
I thought you were Riona. So and then you come up like, Taki, why don't you say hi to me? I'm like,
you wouldn't say hi to Riona either, is what I'm hearing.
I said I've already greeted Riona. I already greeted Riona. No.
I was confused. This isn't better.
Yeah, then
You're making it worse.
Am I?
You know what's worse? You're in the middle of the podcast as well. You're in the middle today.
Okay. I did say hi to Riona before, but it was nice meeting you as well. I mean, Leona, Leisha.
She just called Leisha Leona.
Yep.
Wait, I'll see myself out.
Oh my god. Okay, so we talked a little about meeting people. I mean, it was awesome to be able to meet all the different influencers and players and people at the event. It was great. Yeah, amazing time. How about the actual event? Yeah, what did you enjoy about it? And is there anything we can improve on? I'll start off first. I thought the event was insane. The crowd was awesome. The tournament was great. Yeah, if there were difficulties, I mean, I didn't really see them on my end, which is great, right? I'm sure there was problems in the back, but as long as we don't see it in the front end, I mean, that's great. I think it was nice. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I feel
crowd,
like-
man. The crowd, they really stood out. I mean, 2 years ago we had the 2017 Cup, and the French people, they already went crazy. But this year it was next level crazy, and especially when Rosie came up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got, like-
the crowd really made it. Ah, sorry, go ahead.
I got goosebumps like all over my face when Roset came the first time.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Yeah, the crowd was like, I mean, I'm sure when you guys were watching at home, you guys can hear the crowd going crazy, but being there inside the crowd with the people, oh my god, dude. It was like a totally another feeling. It was surreal.
So
I mean, the energy was the same for like every contestant. Like, however, like whenever Rozit came up, like you could tell that it was a French crowd. You know, you could tell.
yeah.
But the energy was still like it was still up, even though like Rozit didn't make it through. It was still like you could tell like
Right, it was really high for Rozit and Baus because they both made it past the first round, right? So the crowd was pretty ecstatic about that. 2 EU players making it through.
but I feel like the only bad thing was the ventilation. There could have been some better ventilation because it was so hot in there.
Yeah, so for you guys that are watching at home, you guys didn't see it, but it was really, really hot. The tournament was really, really hot. And the thing I heard is that actual theater does have a good and powerful AC system, but they decided to leave it off at the beginning to ensure that the smoke that they had, the fog that they had would look nice, right, and whatnot for the cameras and everything like that. And then I heard they turned it on a little bit later, but it was still decently hot, man, when you had that many people in the room. But yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. So
I mean, it was like a sauna. Like,
It was.
Yeah, it was really warm. But I think everybody still had a good time.
Yeah, that's actually true. That was probably one of the downsides to it. Did you, how about you, Lisha? I know you were watching from upstairs in the room. Did you go down a couple times to check it out and walk
I
around?
think the second, like the balcony, was hotter than the first floor for some reason.
Hot air rises.
Yep. Ooh, 5 head.
Learned that in 3rd grade, baby. Yeah, no, that's the only thing I remember though. But yeah, technically, I think hot air rises. So, but yeah, it was really hot, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there are definitely some people there that should use deodorant and should take a shower because, yeah, that didn't smell too good in there. Yeah, in some areas.
What
Let's
are
just say
you
that.
insinuating? You were sitting right next to me all the time. What do you mean?
I mean, you smelled great, dude. You smelled great. But some other people did not smell so good. I must say that. Yeah. Anything else for the tournament? There was a lot going on, man.
I mean, like in general, everything was right. Like the fights were exciting. Like the favorites in most fights, they either struggled or they lost the first match. So it was like, I mean, when they were doing the raffle at the end, I think only like 6 people voted for Last as a winner out of the 1,500. So
pretty short. Yeah.
Dude,
Nobody.
that figurine though, dude. I want that. That's my dream to get that figurine. Dude.
You
Yeah,
should have voted for last.
I know. I actually didn't get to vote for anybody. I didn't put any votes in. If I voted, it would have been Thompson
I
or
don't
Tree.
know. Did we get a vote? I didn't see that.
You
we
had
got
to
the
get a
envelope other
bag.
people
We had to go
had.
ask for a bag or get one of those things. I think if you asked for it, you
Yeah, I
could get
didn't
one.
vote either.
Yeah, I didn't
you
get
got
one.
it in a card, like in the card when you, because we went into the VIP thingy, but the rest they got like this package with a code and the figurine gift card, and there was also this voting card in there as well, I think.
Oh,
But-
I see.
But I still feel like it would have looked like rigged if some of us would have won it.
True. I think they probably would have asked us to not because they want the people that attend to win. That's true.
I don't
That
care.
happened
There's
in
only
the-
like 50 Fermions in the world.
I
don't care if
know.
it's rigged.
Dude, I took a picture with the guy who won it, and I posted it up. If you guys haven't seen it on Instagram yet, but that Fermion thing is sick. Some people offered him large sums of money. Yeah, $500, $1,000, and he declined it all. He wanted to take it home. Smart guy. Smart guy. Yeah. All right, let's. I'm gonna move on to the second topic here, which is still very similar. You can still talk about the Summer Resort Finals, but I'm gonna revolve it a little bit more around the matches, like what you guys thought about the matches. What match stood out to you? What did you enjoy? What mess up? What screw up happened that was notable that you thought was really dumb? What units were great? Anything to do with the matches and the tournament itself?
The one thing I noticed was during the Les versus Roseth match, he used Staffness on Triana. I'm pretty sure Triana passive was already procced.
Oh, I didn't catch that one. Yeah, I wasn't paying
Because he
attention.
used it, refreshed it, used it again.
Ah, so you're saying he could have just killed another unit then, like snipe a
Yeah.
unit completely out.
Like the Fran or something.
Wait,
I don't
who
know.
was using the Daphnis? Roseth was?
I think Lest was.
Oh, so instead of a 3-2, he could have
Oh
done
no, I
like
think Roseth was. So then he could have won that one, but he
Oh.
didn't.
I see. Yeah, there was another one where I saw Les. I think it was like game 2 or something, where he like tried to he instead of provoking the Hathor, which had S3, he went for the provoke on Bulwark, which I just didn't understand why with his Josephine. So that was a little strange to me.
I mean, he did a lot of. I mean, he still won, but like versus Thompson, he what was it? He put a bomb on a unit with immunity instead of putting it
Instead of the Fran, right? But I mean, he's under
Yeah.
pressure, and the unit had like a couple harmful effects and debuffs, so it looked like it may not have had will, but I don't know, man. That was a big mess up.
Yeah.
That was a big.
But I feel like
mess
everyone
up.
had
He
like
still won that one, so.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like everyone had like either some misplays or some questionable drafts.
There was
or
so
bans.
much missed drafts. There was a lot of pick and ban misplays, and there was a lot of misplays in the actual matches. It was insane.
Yeah, but I feel like the hardest misplay, and I hate to say it, because it was Judas when he ventilated Julian.
That was right.
Like that was the only
That
way
was
for
the
him to lose
biggest
that
one.
game.
But don't you think the Diligent one that he went for a kill with Diana on Pisama?
No,
Because
I
he lost
still
the,
think.
he lost the game due to that.
Yeah, but so did Judas, and I feel like Judas is like, it's way harder to make that misplay because you have so many stuff you can ventilate. You have like Oki, you have Vela.
I think
There's so
Vela
many
was the
things
right one to ventilate, because having
Yeah,
immunity, you just straight win. There was no way you could throw that except for ventilating Julian. I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, right? He's under pressure. Maybe he thought more damage would be nice to just kind of get rid of a unit, but that's not the right play at all. Even YD, the moment it happened, YD was sitting next to me. He's like, "What the hell are you doing, Judas?" Like he literally called it out the moment it happened. I was like, "Oh my god!" Even YD saw that. Come on, Judas. What the heck's going on here, man?
Even
YD don't even
YD.
RTA anymore. Yeah, that was a pretty big mess up. That one and the Fran, instead of putting the bomb on Fran and onto a wall unit, was probably two of the biggest ones, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, versus when it was Boss versus Diligent, like a lot of people said that Diligent should have won, like if he didn't make that misplay with Pisama. But I still think Boss had a chance, even if Diligent made that misplay. But that misplay just fucked it over for him like entirely. So Boss won that game.
He lost the match due to that misplay. In the end, it could have been like 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, if he would kill the, I think Fran was up. Which other water unit? I don't remember exactly.
I think it
Fran
was
and Lucia.
Water Fairy. Yeah, Lucia.
Yeah, if he would have killed them first and then just shield up with Diana, you're still depending on Pisama glancing hits, but it's a bit more tricky to kill him there.
Yeah, there was. Let's talk a little bit about some drafting issues, man. Especially on the last one. I think Thompson easily could have won that. I just the ban was incorrect and the draft was incorrect. I don't know why he was trying to Aegir. I think it was a 0% win rate Aegir for the entire tournament for him. I think he picked it 2 or 3 times. But I mean, I think that one was a mispick, as well as the choosing to not ban the Sierra was another huge mispick. Yeah, which is insane damage and giving his opponent speed lead when he knows his units don't have will. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Was Lestis Gani on like Swift? Or?
It could have been, but I mean, I know Thompson's Aegir's around like 280 something. So I mean, I don't think it's improbable to see a really fast, violent Gani as well, right? Because Gani has such a high base speed, 280 something is not hard to beat. So even if he didn't have Sierra lead, I think Gani might have still taken turn 1 potentially. So it's hard to say, but he needed to draft something with immunity or draft something that would let him go first, because that was a rough one, because he came back, man, from 0-2. So we thought the pressure's on for less, right? I think it was on for less.
Yeah. But I feel like, I mean, Lest was in like the same position against Rosette.
Yeah, true. But
because
I mean,
like Lest was always like in a very pressured situation. So maybe got used to it.
I think Thompson already felt pressure from 0-1, felt more pressure 0-2. Les didn't feel any pressure on when he was 2-0, right? And he lost 1-2.
Yeah.
He still didn't feel pressure. I think he started feeling pressure at 2-2, but I mean, I could see pressure on both sides, right?
Can someone tell me, like, if there was any way the Bella pick was supposed to be good?
Didn't he win
Bella.
with it?
No.
I don't
That
know
was the
why he
third
liked the
game.
Bella. I don't
The
know why he
Bella
Bella
liked
is
the
never
Bella.
moved.
Yeah.
I do know that the Bella is like a 280 or 290 Vile Bella though. So
Then that
it's
makes
really
like
nutty.
even less sense because you're not taking turn one
Wait,
with it.
how many times did he?
2 or
pick the
3
Bella?
times, I think, in the course
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
tournament.
First time he picked it, he won that game.
Yeah,
When it
against
was,
Llama. When it was
against
really
Llama,
clutch.
Oh, it was
I
1
don't know about the
HP.
Llama game. I mean
1
the
HP.
1 HP. Yeah, it was still bad in there, but it was 1 HP. Yeah. But against Thompson, I don't think it did anything.
I think Bella can be good, but he needs it to be on will, especially against Thompson. Then it can be good.
But didn't he have everything like off will for some reason? I don't know for the Gianna. Like Daphnis
Yeah.
wasn't even on will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
And you
something
can't have
very
it for
notable.
heal boost if it's not on Swift.
I feel like less prepared for Thompson. You know what I mean? But he prepared for Thompson on his other matches because like everything, like Leisha just said, Daphnis not on well. You know, so many units that he had off well, as well as his weird and unorthodox. I mean, we've seen it a couple times, but not too many times. Violet and Taurus did a lot of work this tournament, man. So it actually worked out for him. Because typically you'll see I think that Despair is still going to be more beneficial in a wide range of scenarios, but in the moments that Vile and Taurus would be good, it procced. So I mean, we can't say it wasn't good for him because it worked so well for him. It was insane.
But do you think the other way around, that Thompson prepared for last?
No.
I don't think he prepared at all for
don't
less.
think-
I really feel like
Everyone
nobody prepared for last except for Llama.
No, that's why I consider less the SWC 2019 Dreams Joseph, right? The one that everybody kind of underestimated, didn't see coming, and just somehow able to just pull it off. That's what I called him, right? I don't think he. I mean, all of them have good runes, but I wouldn't say necessarily less has the best runes and best monster box compared to all of them.
Yeah.
So he just
I
played the
mean,
cards right.
I did say that Lest would win against Llama, but then I thought it would get like knocked out.
Yeah, that was.
What were your predictions?
Yeah, how did you do any
Mine-
predictions, Obolongo? You got a decent amount right, did you not?
I did until like Roseth lost against Lest. That was like the most heartbreaking series for me.
I mean,
It's like
honestly,
Roseth,
yeah, go ahead.
Roseth versus Thompson finals would have been really hype.
Oh yeah. I mean, the
Yeah,
crowd would have
yeah.
been nuts, right? I think that would have given
I mean-
Thompson an edge, though.
The predictions, right? Like, I don't think anyone who went with experience and skill got any predictions correct. You know, like if
I
they
got my
just-
whole left. I got my whole left correct because I put Thompson to make it 2 finals.
But did you put Diligent losing against Boss?
No. So I got
Yeah.
Thompson all the way, just that one tree all the way down. And I had Tree making it further than he did on the right side of the bracket, which I think he could have made it further. What do you think about Tree? We didn't brush up on that yet. I think his drafts could have been better, but I would say that he had the higher percent of winning through drafts and gameplay, and he got unlucky. That's my thought process, but I think I might be a little biased.
Did he play Tiana into Leo?
I don't really get why you played so much Tiana at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're facing Rectal, you're facing generally slower comps. I don't really think he needed a Tiana there that often, but he was using it almost every game. But that third game was just crazy. I think I saw somebody had calculated it online. I think it was like 8 Vio procs versus 2 in that third game with Rosie. I mean, it doesn't matter what you pick, right? You already lost the game there just based on RNG.
Yeah, that was pretty unlucky for him.
But yeah, I feel like the Tree versus Roseth series was like it could have gone either way, and if it doesn't matter who win, it would have been like Luxac with their drafts.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
That's true.
And I think like Tree even said it himself that he thought that he should have lost the second game, so he wouldn't even have gotten to the third game.
Yeah,
since he got
that
lucky.
was
in
the
second
one when he like defense break with Tiana on
Yeah, and then
Daphnis.
quit with Daphnis.
Daphnis.
He
and
needed
then
to land
quit
that.
with the Tyrannus.
And then Daphnis also missed his third ones, right? Something like that.
Yeah. He could have one shot the what was it, Triana? But
Yeah.
the Triana had like all buffs and shit, but it didn't even strip or
So I feel like it's hard to say for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, all in
true.
all, I think there were some really good matches. What do you think? It like despite the mishaps and misplays, it made for a great show. Like a really, really great showing throughout the entirety of the tournaments through literally every single match. Like we didn't see anybody really get like full wiped out. We didn't see anybody play the game like super clean. It was a lot of misplays and whatnot. And I think that's what makes it kind of fun to see, you know? I don't know. Is that right to say that when I see some misplays on both sides, it kind of makes it interesting? They're like, oh, this guy screwed up, and then this guy screwed up, then this guy screwed up, right?
Yeah, but like the only thing that I'm like sad about is that there was so much Antares.
I mean, good. No, that's good. If we really want Antares to be changed and to be nerfed and whatnot, or to be looked at or reworked, right? This is a key way to have it shown, right? Just let it be predominant in this tournament, which it was, which is we saw so much Antares.
But I still don't think it's like the pick that you should pick a lot of times. So like maybe it's that I like would think less of the players for like picking him all the time.
I think a lot of the players brainstormed and they kind of came down to the same consensus that if you have the monsters and you have the runes and you're a good enough player, you should never be picking a unit like Antares. Antares should only be picked by players that are like playing from behind. You know what I mean? The draft or behind in I guess rune quality or monster box, because there's a lot better units that you can pick than Antares, despite its craziness.
Also depends on what comp you're running against, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like, for example, Tree is running a lot of Tiana, fast units. It doesn't matter what he has next to Tiana. If you decide to leave Tiana, then Antares is always a good choice.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I pick it a lot. I pick it a lot because, I mean, you gotta have that luck sack, man. You want that ability to the luck sack.
I haven't even ruined it up, to be honest.
Really? Well, you just
Yeah.
cleave. You don't care. You get Antares, if anything. Let's be real, bro. You don't Antares when you cleave.
I just don't like the unit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
go
really
ahead.
play units that are like personally. I don't like to play units that just is very unfair. You know, like Antares, Hathor.
Faye can be unfair too.
Hathor.
Hathor is great, dude. I first pick that crap all the time. Yeah, all in all, I think it was a great tournament. Big shout out to Contuas for having the event go on, and building it up every single year. This is the third year of SWC finals, and I think they're going in this the right direction, right? If they're trying to be esports, if they're trying to be competitive, if they're just trying to have it as an event that they do every year, so be it. I think they're doing a great job. Yeah, and I really expect to see more next year. Yeah, moving forward. So thank you guys for having us at the event.
I didn't expect so many people at the venue. Like
That waiting line outside.
so far. Like the waiting line
Yeah.
was so far. It was
Yeah.
blocking blocks.
I know there was people like looking at the line and like, what the heck's going on, because there was so much people, actually so much people.
There were already people there at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
All right,
That's
let's move on to
crazy.
the next topic here. This topic should be a little bit more interesting. I mean, I think you guys are ready to talk about this one, especially since it's been an extra day to let it, what is it, for you to brainstorm and think about it, right? I left it there to simmer. Yeah, the balance patch. What are you excited for to see? What's OP? Like, what's super strong? And what is super underwhelming that was maybe considered OP?
Super OP beast, the Wind Beast Hunter.
What?
What?
That's
Did you try it?
What
That-
it does.
So I let it simmer for an extra day, and that's what you come out with. The Wind Beast Hunter.
It's a Brokeback Lauren kind of.
I mean, I would say it's more like Wind Mermaid,
Wind Mermaid. Wind Mermaid is the.
but it doesn't reset.
Yeah, so it's just strip defense break.
It's a scuffed Wind Mermaid, so that's what I'm saying.
So is it
But
good,
it has
or what
speed.
about this Beast Hunter? If you're gonna bring it up,
I mean,
let me know
I
where
would
you're
like
using
to
it.
play with it. No, I would like to build it. I don't. I like to play units that are like overshadowed or something.
So like RTA or something like that.
yeah.
I guess the only downside to using him instead of any other unit that's similar that's a 4-star is you're gonna have bad base stats, right? The lower the stars, the lower the base stats. So that's gonna be your biggest issue on using him. But it seems
It has
interesting.
really bad. Yeah, it has bad stats, but the third skill is pretty nice. It does it strips and defense break, glance, and then he gets 50% ATB as well.
So maybe like a bruiser build utility kind of unit for you then to set up.
Maybe.
Hmm.
But you only get to the attack bar on a crit, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what's nice.
if you don't crit, then that's just Papega runes, man. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
All right, what are you excited for, Alicia? That you've seen so far?
I don't know. I'm excited for Leica for Guild Wars. That's stupid.
Leica for Guild Wars. That's not
Yeah.
stupid. I mean,
Now I have another just like easy win team. He was already so good before, now he kills everything.
he's.
I don't really know for RTA. I guess like Dark Self is interesting now.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Self a little bit. AOE 2-turn sleep with AOE block beneficial with 19% leader skill, as well as skill 2 that attack bar resets. Right.
Hmm.
Kind of nice. I think we're gonna be seeing some more gameplay from Eshkubal. I don't know how to say the name. How do you guys say it?
Ashable.
Ashubal.
Ashubal,
Okay, you guys
yeah.
just say it with a
Yeah,
different
Ashubal,
pronunciation.
I mean, is it gonna be looked at as when Tyrone got buffed? Like his what is it? What is his name? Tyrone, right?
Tyrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrell.
So
Yeah.
when he got buffed, there was some hype with it, and I don't know if it's gonna be the same with Ashubal.
Yeah, I guess
Or
the
maybe
most
it's just-
exciting thing for me with this Ashubal is the accentuation of the block beneficial effect. Right,
Yeah.
it's a debuff that we don't see too often because the units that are currently meta don't really have it. Yeah, block beneficial, except like maybe you see Woonsas or maybe you see a Chiu or something with block beneficial, but you don't see it too often. And I think it's a very, very powerful, harmful effect, right? Like, let's say your opponent, obviously the first thing that we think of is Josephine, right? We AoE sleep, Josephine procs, none of them get shield, right? Of course, Josephine's cleansed and whatnot, but none of them has shield, and now all of them have block beneficial, right? That cooks Franz, right? Fran can no longer, give them buffs. Any other unit that gives buffs, right? Wusa, anything like that cooks all of them, right? Diana shield, whatever it is, right? They can't use it. So it's gonna kind of be interesting to see the players use that.
Yeah. On the other side, it feels a bit weird though, the combination, because you put them to sleep and it has the benefits. How do you say that? Avoiding
Block.
benefit. He blocks for 2 turns as well.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm gonna try him. I started leveling it, but I'm not sure about it.
Right. Yeah, of course you can still pick Bella Jewel to cleanse it. It's also going to counter like Leona's too, which is kind of nice. But I mean, I think I see what people are saying though. People have been arguing that, hey, you go up against a Josephine, you do that, but they're sleeping and have block beneficial. Wouldn't you not attack them? But I think that you still attack them, right? You're going to choose which one you're going to attack, whether it's a Verd or something like that. And now that unit is just, that has block beneficial, right? You're still going to go and kill it regardless, right?
I feel like it's mostly gonna be nice against like Wusa and Fran, because Josephine is more there for like to like stun someone and disrupt instead of shielding.
I think
But against the
helps
France, it
too,
will be really nice.
like the Trianas and
Oh, Triana's, yeah.
yeah, you can only cleanse one, so it's pretty nice to get through that.
That's actually true. That's actually true. And you can definitely play a lot of mind games too, right? Like let's say you have other debuffs like bombs and whatnot. You really have to force them onto, hey, are you gonna cleanse your block beneficial on this unit because it has a bomb, or this unit that's more important, right? So it's very interesting, and because it's 100%, right, and you root it up with high accuracy, I mean, it's gonna be decently consistent, right, to be able to land the sleep and the block beneficial. I mean, just that
Yeah,
speed lead is just that nice cherry on top, man, to make it meta in the current RTA, meta pool, I guess.
I feel like Ashabel could be like better than Hathor for people with like Jana, Wunsa, and stuff like that.
What is base speed of Hathor and what is base speed of Ashubel? I think Ashubel's a little faster too, right?
Ashabel is like
Yeah.
105 base speed,
Hathor is
it's
or
99.
106 even.
99.
99, yeah.
yeah. So Hathor's 99, so that's a decent difference. Yeah. Other units that got buffed. Justice. Yeah, let's talk about Justice first, and then we'll talk about Jaeger in general after that, because that's definitely a topic on its own. What do you guys think about
That's
Justice?
Pavel's topic. It's a nice buff.
Huge, actually. I think it's a huge buff.
Yeah.
I think it's enormous. I did a full testing on it, man. The only thing I think is kind of weird. It says block damage reduction. The first thing that you think is like Darian Diaz, Miying passive, and Xingzhe, right? It doesn't go through that.
I think it's only damage reduction effects.
yeah. So
that-
it's not actually passives then.
Yeah, not
So-
passives.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit weird, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting that it
But-
goes through defense buff. Goes through defense buff, invincibility, hug, and shields. All shields. So kind of crazy.
But I feel like it would be
Yeah.
too crazy if it like went through Garo passives and stuff like that. as
Yeah,
well.
that's death prevention though, which is a totally different mechanic.
Yeah.
I think people are getting really
Yeah.
confused on. Yeah.
The only unit that can go through death prevention is that fire barb, right?
Yeah, highly underrated unit.
Yeah, Fire Barb.
I did a test on that unit as well, and he's actually pretty nutty, especially in Guild Wars. So if you haven't built him, man, he like low rune requirements as well, and he just like kills everything.
I think Fire Barb should get like Aegir second skill, and then it will be a nice unit.
What does he have right now?
Right now he has like a stun on his second skill instead.
I
Is
see.
it AoE stun or just a single?
Or
time?
just one. Just one.
Oh,
So he has a unique skill then, right? Because Hrolsvig has the I forget what they all have.
Mimir
Which
has
equals-
the same one as well. Mimir also has the.
Oh,
stun.
is it the same one Hrungnir has? He throws the axe and it just stuns.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know that skill. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited to see if people are gonna be pulling out the Lycas in some drafts in RTA because we know he's already kind of like an okay bruiser, right? He can be hard to deal with. I've seen Fate Mem. I think Fate Mem has a losing record against the Lycas before this buff. So I mean, it just goes to show it can be used, right? And maybe even Chow. Right, Chow now, cleanses the harmful effect. He's a good sustain unit. He's tanky. He does damage based on HP, and now he has this added effect on Justice. So, is this the return of Chow? He used to be used a lot, Season 2, Season 3. This is going to be the return of Chow.
Obama was just using him, right?
Yeah, I was
yeah?
just using.
How is he?
I was using him before the buff as well,
Mhm.
and I don't think the buff changes it that much, but it just helps him to like deal with Shios and like Amelias. Like that's basically it for
Ah.
changes.
Yeah. Casio.
Yeah, like Shio is like the
Shiho.
biggest thing for this buff.
I think
Yeah.
if you have attack buff, you could probably one-hit a She-Hulk then, right? 20k maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to almost kill a Shio invincibility. And Amelias. Amelias tend to stay in human form. And even with the
Yeah.
defense buff, you can nuke it. That's actually kind of interesting. I did think about Amelias, actually, through defense buff. Because that thing is
'Cause, like-
squishy AF.
Because that feels like the only like defense buffer that you would sometimes maybe want Chow against.
Right,
Because
right.
like Wind Druid would be hard to deal with for Chow, anyways.
You have Leica for that, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. And it's not easy to kill a Chow too. Yeah, it cleanses at the end of each turn. It heals each turn. I mean, it's definitely not easy to kill, for sure.
But I still feel like he should cleanse at the start of his turn.
Yeah, if he cleansed at the start of a turn, that would be that definitely would be quite nice. It'd make him a lot stronger because
Yeah.
any like block, like attack down and stuff wouldn't really hinder his damage, right? All right, let's move on to the last of the Dragon Knights here, Jaeger. Tell me about Jaeger. I think Jaeger is busted, but
Ragdoll is wrong color now.
whoa,
That's the thing.
whoa, really? That's a big one. That's a big statement there. Okay, tell me why. Wow.
Because like while Ragdoll is good, like the reason why everyone like feared him in SWC is because he's so you don't know what's gonna happen when Ragdoll's on the field.
Right.
But like Jaeger just counters so many of the things that we see right now, and the fact that he could just like one hit a Shio now when a Shio goes for like a second skill or whatever. Because
Yeah,
he
but-
gains the
but
stacks like way
Hells
too
has
fast.
never lost to Jaeger.
Damn, if Hell's never lost to Jaeger, damn, dude. Hells, why you playing against C3s? I mean, what? Hey, I have a winning record against Hells. I played him the other day. I scrimmed against him. I won him, and I left. Yeah, he tried to troll me with Molong. Yeah, I beat you, sir. 100% win rate. I'm never playing you again. You're never you're never getting a match against me again, Hells. Yeah. But yeah, I think Jaeger is really, really strong. Yeah, in a unit that now you can rune a little bit, on the tankier side. Still try to get as much attack as you can, and you get 250% attack, and pretty instantly too. It comes
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Is amazing. What do you guys think about that?
It's crazy. It's
Overtuned.
crazy. Yeah.
I
It's
was
gonna get a
playing,
nerve again.
You think so?
No, it's not.
I
Yeah.
think this is a better buff than the buff they reverted last time that they were gonna put through. What do you
Yeah,
think?
it's way better.
It's
Yeah.
way more OP.
1,000 times
It's
better.
much better.
And they combined it with a justice upgrade too. God damn, dude.
I mean, the last buff that they were going to implement, people even thought it was a nerf. So this one is definitely not a nerf. So.
Yeah,
The
like the
counterattack is kind of disgusting.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right.
I think
30%?
that's,
30%?
Yeah, it's 30%.
Jeez, they just gave him so much, man.
It's like on crack or something. So.
So let me ask you this: vampire or violent though? Because there's arguments for both. Violent for more justices, vampire for more sustain. I'm leaning towards vampire. What do you think?
I'm thinking
thinking
vampire because he's gonna
Vampire
get
as
it.
well.
Yeah, mostly gonna get a turn anyways. Because
Hmm,
he can be stunned, he can be CC'd.
true.
The only
If
way
you have
to
him on vampire, I would go with high speed then.
yeah,
What's high speed? Like
Yeah.
200 plus, right? At least. Can't be lower than that.
Like
230, 240.
I would say plus 400. I'm kidding. I would say like plus 130 or something.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Like two. Can you just think about that? 250% attack, man. That's like how much is a slot 2 attack? 64%. It's like
63. Yeah.
63. That's like literally having like 4 slot 2s. What the fuck, dude? Are you serious? And then like that's insane. I mean, you have to keep in mind though that the base speed is trash though, right? I mean, that base attack is trash though. It's like 600 or something like that. But nonetheless, that still makes him hit so hard, man. Makes him hit actually so hard. So we'll see how not Leica, but yeah, will Leica, Chow, and Jaeger move forward in RTA. I think it's a very strong damage dealer pick, right? Something hard for people to deal with. And the longer you leave that unit on the field, the worse it's gonna get for you because it will one-shot anything with Justice once we go halfway into a match. So,
But I still feel like it's mostly like reserved as a counter pick.
you think so?
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
I think it's like on the same level as Pater right now. And Pater is one of the strongest as well.
I see.
Yeah.
So one more question that's dealing with these Dragon Knights and some of the buffs that happened. Do you think this is going to be the rise of Tessarian once again then? It's so we've seen a decline in double immunity meta, right? Because there's so much strippers now, so much single target strippers. So most people go for more control comps and single target stripper comps, so they don't really bring as much immunity, I feel. Will we see a rise in Tessarian now with all these different passives, do you think?
We will see a rise of Herney.
Herney, yeah.
Oh,
Herney.
Better than
Yeah.
Tessa.
I see.
Oh, she's so good.
Explain.
So good.
Explain the
The
buffs and
second
explain
skill
why.
is so underrated. The third skill is I didn't even know until I used it, but the third skill does now after the buff it does triple it's a
Three turn oblivion.
3-turn oblivion, and then it also pushes back 50% ETB.
Oh wait, I didn't know it pushes back.
Yeah.
Wait, that's huge.
Yeah, that's insane. But it did that before as well. But
Right, I
it's
just didn't
still,
know.
Like, yeah. But
Did she get buffed?
Yeah, they changed her.
Yeah, she got
her
an
oblivion one more
extra-
turn.
Yeah, and then more healing on second.
Oh, okay.
But what is bad about her
Yeah.
second skill is that even if you have just one debuff, it doesn't heal any of the teammates. So your teammates need to be without any debuffs, or else she doesn't.
But she cleanses, right?
heal it up. She
Yeah,
cleanses, but it doesn't
she-
heal.
Okay, but the cleanse
Yeah,
is still good. It's still
She like
beneficial.
she transfers the buffs or the debuffs on enemy.
Oh,
So like Jana would have
Yeah.
her bomb thrown away.
does she take one harmful effect from everybody, or
No,
or
everything.
No, all.
Everything, yeah.
in one target.
everything on everybody?
Yeah. Imagine like Hathord and Herney is like awake, and you have bomb on the whole team. You have dots. You have like your mother. You have everything, and you send it to your enemy. Okay, it's so insane.
So can we expect a violent build for it? Obviously for support type, violent, tanky as always, HP defense with high resistance. Then that's probably going to be the goal, right? High resistance enables so that you won't be CC'd and you'll be able to transfer whatever buffs and cleanse your entire team all the time. Interesting.
You need high resistance, high accuracy to also.
Yeah, accuracy like
because
60
it
plus or
does-
something like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you could do like Swift as well to counter Giannis. That's like
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
when it's eligible.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't think about that.
But the CD is so low that I think it's I would rather see violent.
Oh, someone said you can cleanse a stun and stun the enemy. That's what?
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
takes everything. Wow,
Yeah.
it actually mean everything when you said everything. God damn. Yeah, I didn't even know. I saw the buff to the Dryad, but I didn't know it was that powerful. Interesting.
I feel like it has to be violent, right? Because otherwise, if you miss that oblivion, then it kind of sucks.
That's true. What's a CD for that? S3.
3 turns.
It's 3-turn.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think it just depends what you want to do with.
Yeah. Okay, we definitely be on the lookout for a Water Dryad then. That's kind of nice. I mean, especially making an Oblivion unit more meta. I mean, very least, if something is starting to get good in RTA, you already know it's going to be decent in Guild Wars. So that adds to some benefits in Guild Wars, right? Because I know you guys fight against passives all the time in Guild Wars, which is a big thing. Let's talk a little bit about the Occult Girls, right? Annabelle, skill 3 now has Slow. Let's see here. Charlotte now has, what is that? What's Charlotte third skill does? The...
Attack bar increase, right?
Right, the attack bar increase for your allies by 20%. And then you have the Light Occult Girl, right? That is currently stripping now. So, what are your thoughts on these 3 Occult Girls?
Can I talk about the Dryad again?
Go ahead. You can talk about it whatever you want. What are your thoughts on it?
Because even it's not really Perma Oblivion, because if they cleanse it, you don't have a chance to reapply until the cooldown's back. But I think Tessa still isn't that good because you still have the same problem of having to get through immunity, and he's kind of squishy on himself.
I see. That's true. That's true. I think people are trying to say that, hey, you have 3-turn Oblivion, 3-turn cooldown, you can just keep it up all the time, right? But yeah, there's a lot of picks that will be able to cleanse in the current meta, so that's not
against
true.
like if you want it against Antares or Artemil, it's pretty much going to be like Perm Oblivion. Because they're slow and they won't be able to proc. So.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the Occult Girls. What are your thoughts on those? Yeah, I know Raigeki. I don't know if he's watching, but Raigeki definitely has Light Occult Girl. I got to watch him use it a little bit last night when he was streaming. But what are your thoughts on it?
But isn't the strip rate only like 50%?
But it's 3 hits, so
yeah,
it's not,
3 times.
It's not too bad,
3
right?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's better than
That's
Clara.
pretty decent.
Better
Decent.
than Clara.
And I mean, it brings in defense buff too, right? It AoE strips and then has defense buff, which is, as we know, a very, very powerful buff. It mitigates a lot of damage coming out from your opponent.
I would say it's hard to see where it fits, but you can maybe make it like bruisery, you know, like in a prolonged game. There's a lot better like first turn strippers, so I don't see it as a first turn stripper. You know, I don't see that happening.
So a long battle type stripper then maybe. What do you think about Despair though? Yeah, because that would give her higher chance to stun on S2 and also a chance to stun after stripping on S3. Could that be interesting?
Yeah, but Despair lands on the first hit, right? So if you don't strip on the first hit, it's useless.
Oh, that's true. It would only benefit for units that don't have anything to strip yet, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Vio is still the way to go then, just to turn cycle a lot more often with S1. I'm really excited to see if these Occult Girls will actually start making it into RTA, because we know it is going to be so maybe I'm just toxic, but it's going to be so toxic to see skill 1 sleep into additional turn, into normal additional turn, into skill 1 sleep additional turn, into normal turn, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see the nuttiness from that.
From the OGs, I would probably say that I think
Charlotte.
maybe the Charlotte has some use for RTA, like in the Gemini cleave and stuff.
Right, so cleave comps, right?
Yeah.
She could also probably be used in she could probably be safer now to use for like arena offense as well, with like Charlotte and Lucians, whatever people use now in arena.
Right. Old school people used to use Charlotte for like anti double NEM teams, right? Like Praha, Aerial, and they would, bring it in to reduce the attack bar and go up against that as a damage dealer. But now being able to do that and boost up your team also means that you're going to be more speed tuned, right? So that's going to be interesting, man. You can reduce the speed on some of your units, especially for arena. And this is for you, Crystal Shizzle, right? You can reduce the speed on some of your Lucians or damage dealers, right? And you can get more damage if you reduce the speed. And now you keep yourself speed tuned with Charlotte. So
I actually don't think she adds that much in arena.
Oh, really?
Usually in arena, the most you can kill is either with 2 Lucians with stat, etc., or you go for a cleanse and then death break and go for a Cyrus kill, for example. But I think she's quite interesting to use in RTA, just to replace an attack bar buffer, because I think her base speed is 105 speed, so that's quite decent. For example, if you use like the Japanese cleave, you have Draco. I was actually thinking to use a Draco Bastet, Charlotte and Bastet, because if somebody doesn't run Will, you can reduce their attack bar, and you can increase your own attack bar. So if you're speed synced, I still have to test her out, but I think I would use her there more often than in arena.
I think her damage is not bad too, right? On S3, it's pretty good if you run as a damage dealer. It's not too bad. It's not too shabby.
What's the multiplier on it? Like 150% or something?
I mean, it deals a lot of
I don't
damage.
yeah.
And then last unit, Anivo. What are your thoughts on Anivo there being able to slow now?
It's
right?
it's 510 for Charlotte on the
510.
AoE.
Okay.
But yeah,
Annabelle,
okay.
Anivo.
Huh?
I think Anivo was a
Doesn't
little bit
change
more.
that much for Animal,
Yeah.
You
but I
don't
think
think
it made
so?
her
Yeah.
better for like R5 and stuff
I see. Okay.
because of an extra debuff.
Right, extra debuff, and I guess people already use it as a cleanser for R5. Because I know Anivo was used back in the day a lot. There was a player named Syntac that self-proclaimed best Anivo in the game, and he used to use Anivo a lot, and I used to see a lot of Anivos in RTA. It used to be considered a pseudo Okeanos counter, if that makes any sense there, right? For the ability to cleanse and awaken the whole team from being CC'd and whatnot. But now with the slow, I think maybe it could be used more. I don't know. It's kind of hard though, because it's not something you're going to draft early. It's something you're going to draft late when you know your opponent doesn't have immunity. And defense break and attack speed slow combined with the cleanse, I don't think it's too bad. It's not too shabby, in my opinion.
I think it's because I also used to use her like back in like season 2 and 3,
Mhm.
but it was such a different meta back then. So I feel like it's hard to compare to
And
now.
wasn't it? There was no like limit with the bioprocs as well, right?
Yeah, there wasn't. So she could go like crazy.
50 times. Yeah, true.
But we haven't been talking about the most important.
Sure,
unit.
there are so many. Bring it up. Next, moving on.
Yeah, the Rika.
Oh, Rika. One more turn to attack speed slow, right? So 3 turn now and 3 turn dot, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
TOA guaranteed, TOA hard, Omega Queen. Not just a queen in there, Omega Queen, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
How
she
about-
was already kind of disgusting if your opponent didn't pick any immunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it still kind of the same use?
It's the same. I
Exact
guess.
same use, except now it's
Yeah.
more detrimental, right? Instead of 10%, I haven't said that word in a while. It's more detrimental. Yeah, 10% more. Instead of 10% of their HP, it's 15 now, of course, over 3 turns, and 3 turns slow, which is big, actually big. I mean, when would you guys really draft Rika? I mean, I only draft it against like no immunity comps or like ragdoll comps or stuff like that, right? To kind of like control their speed, because attack speed's slow, dude. Yeah, attack speed slow. It's like if you can put that on to a high level player, you literally can mitigate them and maybe bring them down to like your speed. I don't know, but how much is attack speed slow, anyways? Yeah, it actually
30
affects more than that, right? 30%.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot of
Pretty
speed
sure
decrease.
the 30.
Yeah, I don't think that buff is doing a lot for RTA though.
You don't think so?
I mean, the 1 extra turn is nice, but it doesn't really change any lineups, I guess.
Right. People who are already using Rika when it was being drafted, it's just slightly stronger there. It doesn't mean that
Yeah.
it's getting drafted more, right? Is what you're saying.
No.
Yeah.
Nyx
Right.
people probably like the buff because they use Reek and Nyx a lot.
Dude,
Like the
Nyx
Nyx.
is so disgusting, dude. I think it's underrated. I think Nyx is actually
Yeah.
very disgusting with the right uses. Yeah, I
Most
did
of
not
the people
know.
that have it.
Yeah, I did not know
They
that
don't
it
complain
decreased
about it.
your skill activation chances. I did not know that. Like it has a chance to stop your
Yeah.
bombs, right? That's why we saw Thompson versus Silent and the bombs just not landing, right? It just kept missing.
Yeah.
It kept missing. I don't know what the stop rate is. If somebody could look it up, but
20%, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. So 20% activation rate decrease, which
Yeah.
is kind of good.
And then he also has 55% rest lead. So that's like
Yeah.
both of the.
Uh,
wait, it's
go ahead.
wait, they buffed it to 30%.
What? When did
Yeah.
they buff that?
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually pretty
Was it a
huge.
buff,
Yeah,
or
that's
was it
big.
30%
That must have been a
all the
while
time?
ago then. That
No, I
must have
think
been
that's
the other
a
time, right?
Because I'm pretty sure that it has been either 20 or 25% before. I think it
Oh.
was 20.
30%. That's huge. Imagine like looking at a unit and going, hey, this unit only has like Praha, 90% chance to strip. Yeah. Now all your skills, even if it's 100%, is now 70%.
Oh yeah. I think it was when they like removed the strip on X. They buffed his passive.
Oh, that was a while ago then.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's 30%. It used to be 20, yeah.
Interesting. What else units have we not covered yet? What is your
The
thoughts on
most
Cadiz?
important one.
Oh, okay,
The
go ahead.
The
Go ahead.
most important one.
Sure. What is it to you?
The fire monkey buff.
What fire monkey buff? What a joke.
He has like 3 fire monkeys built. Like
What do you mean, dude? Thoughts on
Oh,
the
you got
fire monkey
strong-
buff?
He got stronger.
I mean, it's free. I mean, it's free resist. Okay, I mean, we take it, right? But
Yeah,
I mean,
8 times on my account.
I guess. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Crystal Shows has like 8 or 9 fire monkey kings, so that's what he's memeing on.
But I actually think the most, the one, not the most important, but the one that's also interesting is the buff on Praha.
Mm.
I think she's gonna change defenses in arena, but she's also gonna
Oh.
change like counter cleaving because it actually forces people now to go full wheel on their cleave.
That's true. I think people were just really talking. The only things I heard about Praha is that people are like, "Oh, it's no good because it's not consistent." But if we're thinking about the realm of arena, that's huge. If you don't bring will, if you use a Tiana cleave and the Praha cuts because of Nem and heals the team, you're falling asleep. That's big. I didn't think about that. I did not
But
think
also-
about that at all.
Also in RTA, I mean, if you're not full on will and sees on Nemesis, you do damage to her, you're kind of screwed, right?
True, but in the realm of RTA, you want things that are more consistent, and I think that her 50% proc rate before resistance check is just not consistent to bank on. So I'd rather bring a different sustain unit in there.
Oh, but you have the guaranteed heal. You just have a chance to sleep them as well.
I guess. The thing that, in my opinion, that hinders the Praha is the 90% strip rate and unreliability on S2. So that's a big issue. If they made that 100%, I think we'd see more people using it for sure.
I feel like a lot of people pick Varte to RNG.
This is also
Yeah.
very true. Also very true. Yeah. Players like me that can't be OP. You gotta go with the RG, man. Yeah, you gotta go with the RG. What else units did we not cover? Was there any more? There was so many in this patch. There was so many. What else did we miss?
Oh
Dark
yeah,
Vampire.
Cadiz.
Cadiz, right? Strip S1 and strip because of passive and absorb attack gauge, right? On S1.
Passive is absorb, and then the first skill is strip.
Okay, so what I said, but opposite.
Oh, okay.
Is he OP now? Is he OP now because of that?
No,
He's not OP, but you can have a use for him in RTA.
yeah, he's
Right.
pretty good, but he's not OP. Like he's not close to the level of Jaeger, I would say.
How
I
powerful?
don't
Like
think-
I would compare it to like Lauren, but with Lauren like Cadiz has better base stats. It has what is it? It blocks beneficial effect on
And attack break.
Attack break.
Attack break.
And it heals the whole team, right?
Yeah,
And it
he-
heals.
Yeah,
heals
it heals the team for so
Like a
for
single
PvE
player
we know
or
it's good, right? PvE it's great, but is it kind of bad that you're comparing a Nat 3 to a Nat 5 though?
I mean, Lauren is Nat 6, so but it has the base stats of like Nat 2, so Nat 3.
Alright, what were you saying, Alicia? You were gonna add something to that?
I was just saying, I don't think there should be more things buffed up to where Jaeger is.
Yeah, there shouldn't. Like Jaeger was buffed way too hard, I think.
Dude, Jaeger is a monster, dude. But hey, for the people with Jaeger, a B, I think B, I don't know if B's here, but B has a Jaeger. Hey, enjoy it now, sir. Yeah, have fun
And
with
he
it
was
now,
crying
sir.
about it.
Thing is, I think it was pretty fucked up by Comtos to like buff Jaeger that much, and then they're like going to Fire Monkey and just saying "fuck you." And Fire Monkey gets that buff. Like
Fuck,
that's
man.
that's
True.
what happened. Like thing is, like Fire Monkey could have gotten like a similar thing to where something like he gets increased chance to counter based on his stacks. Maybe something like that would be cool.
You know what'd be nice? Speed buff, right? Every time he gets hit, he gets a speed buff as well. I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with him making him super fast, because you want him to turn cycle. I think at the very least, the resistance that they gave them should not be stacked up 10 times. Why is Jaeger 5 and it's easy to stack up when his is 10 to get resistance? His should be 5, and then you get 10% per, something like that at the very least, man. So you can max out resistance super early. Because by the time you stack up 100 resist, or that 50% to make yourself 100, assuming you have 50% resist, you might already be dead, man. Right? You might already be
The
gone.
only way you stack on Monkey is when you hit it, right? So
Correct.
And Jaeger
Yeah, and-
is like anything.
And-
Like
yeah.
inability effect. Like if Hather goes and sleeps everybody, he gets full stack.
I mean, you just start the match, you already assume Jaeger has 5 stacks. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like, actually,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
And thing is, like, Fire Monkey is mostly used into units with 85 accuracy. So resistance does nothing for him, like in most cases. Like, it's nice against Aegir and stuff, if you bring it.
True.
But most of the time, you don't really want, like, Monkey into Aegir anyways.
I mean, oftentimes you'll see it drafted into
No.
Okies. That's usually when you will you'll see Fire Monkeys picked, right? Of course, against a Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, if your opponent has Vanessa, right? I think it's gonna be nice to have higher resistance against Vanessa, not to land S2, the defense break, which is the biggest killer to Fire Monkey King, right? First target to try to get defense broken and destroyed. So there is that. But you're not wrong. Bringing it to high teams that already have high accuracy is just kind of doo doo. So, well. Anything else? I thought there was a couple more. There was a couple more things. I mean, there was the mediocre ones like Grogan 10% more damage, Teor 18% more damage. I mean, we talked about in the podcast and they gave it a little increase in damage, but that's doesn't do anything. I feel.
I mean, they always do these like small buffs to units that really doesn't affect too much, just to say, yeah, we buffed a lot.
Yeah, we did something right.
Yeah.
Well, the Grogan buff there was not that big, but his awakening bonus changed into crit rate, which makes him usable now.
Yeah.
Oh, Grogan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I already told people, people with Grogan, I mean, I think you got the crap end of the stick because they buff Grogan enough to now make him not that bad anymore, meaning that they're not going to give him a big rework in the future. You know what I mean? Like, now he's an AoE damage dealer that, okay damage, right? As well as can't revive, so kills Pernas, or if there's Vanessa or Tyrannies, they can't do anything. As well as now he gets crit rate awakening, easy to rune, right? So you got a damage dealer, but that's it, right? And you get more chance to stun on S2 now. So if that's anything, consolation. But yeah, now they're not going to buff him anymore at that point.
Actually, the dark Ifrit buff is probably nice for early game players.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It heals now, right? A little bit, 3% for the entire team.
Yeah, well, it heals the whole team instead of only himself, which is just a nice buff for when you just get him. Which is, I think now with the achievements, it's like the first fusion you get.
Right. They make it so easy. This last patch with the quality of life changes have made it very easy for early game players, which I think is good. I think it's very nice.
Yeah, they should.
I mean, what was Vermo's? How was he introduced to the game? Like, didn't he already like?
I think the heal was like 15% or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
15%
Yeah.
flat, and he was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
He
50%
was
heal.
broken.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, you know, man. It used to be Varel, Verd, Bella. Oh my god, dude! Every defense, bro. Varel, Verd, Bella, and it'd be actually so hard to beat back in the day. I mean, now it'd be a piece of cake, but
And thing is, like Vero on AD back in the days, he was like Rena, but he actually killed and stunned and all the things.
yeah,
Nemesis.
Yeah,
the toxic days. Yeah, the actual toxic days.
because you couldn't ever kill Vermos unless your whole team had no debuffs on their team.
Yeah, 50% heal's nuts, dude. Actually nuts. That you vial one time, that's a 30% heal. That's just insane. All right, so one last thing I want to talk about the podcast. I mean, talk about the balance patch is, as a lot of people have been discussing and talking about in the community, it's been all buffs. They have not nerfed units, they've only buffed units. What is your thoughts overall about how Comp2us has taken an approach for this balance patch?
To be honest, I feel like it was a balance patch that was meant to be implemented before the SWC, because none of these units really affect the players that was in the tournament.
Yeah.
So I don't think they could have easily just implemented this before SWC. It didn't really affect anyone. So I
Jaeger
feel like it was meant.
SWC.
Oh, maybe Jaeger. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Justice
But
in
I
general. I think we would have seen the Dragon Knights maybe in SWC if this was changed, which would have been exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw one
For
Dragon
Judas,
Knight.
right?
Yeah, we saw Ragdolls, yeah, but that didn't do anything. I think a lot of people are upset that certain units weren't nerfed, like Hathor and certain units that are just kind of really strong in the meta. But I kind of go back and say it's kind of like the model, right? Whether it's right or wrong, what you believe in, but this is what Comp2us told me, right? I mean, I might not agree with it either, but they have a thing about taking things away, right? Nerfing units. They don't like to give buffs and then take away things, or take away things from players that have units. So they try to not, I guess, nerf too many things. So I think they really kind of went with that kind of vision with this last balance patch, which I don't fully agree with. I think sometimes units, it doesn't necessarily need to be a nerf, right? But units can get a change, right? Which would be nice. It doesn't have to be a nerf, but a change that would make them, in essence, a little bit weaker though. So I guess maybe a nerf.
And also after last time, like the Twins nerf, which hit the community quite hard, I think they didn't want to go on a nerfing patch to just go for it again.
Exactly. You could see how detrimental it was when they did that big nerf, right? Although I think they nerfed things pretty hard on the Twins. It literally gutted them out. But yeah, they need to find a balance in between buffing and nerfing.
Yeah, that nerf still hurts.
Yeah. So what do you guys rate this balance patch? Me personally, I think it's okay. Yeah, if we got a balance patch like this every time, I don't think I would complain, but I wouldn't be like ecstatic about it, right?
I think it was a really, really good balance
You
patch.
think it's really good? Okay.
Yeah, it was very good. But thing is, it's not what like RTA players want. But like RTA players are a minority of the player base, so I still think it was a really good patch. Maybe it's not like what I wanted, but for overall, it like addressed a lot of good things
Okay.
with unused families.
I'd say
I mean,
like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
To be honest, you shouldn't really have anything negative to say about this balance patch, other than that it might be lackluster in sense of RTA, but it wasn't any nerfs, so it was only like positive stuff. So you can't really be negative about a positive stuff, but you can be disappointed that it wasn't more.
True. That's fair. It's a fair analysis. What about you, Lisha?
I just wouldn't mind if they had these a little bit more often, because everyone waits like months and months for this, right? So then, since you don't necessarily know when the next balance patch is, people get a little bit upset if what they want didn't happen.
I hope they combine it together with RTA seasons.
Yeah, like, does anybody know how many RTA seasons we're getting right now in a year? And does anybody know how many balance patches we had this year? I think it's 4 this year, right? Balance patches? Or has it been 5 balance patches? I'm very curious to kind of know. Because I know historically, Comptos did about 3 to 4 a year. So if they're doing 4 or 5, then
I think
that's better.
I think we only have 5 this year then because of the Twins.
Yeah, because of the Twins.
But otherwise it would have been 4.
Okay. So
And we had one in January, which was kind of delayed from last year.
I see. So I mean, what do you guys think about the rate of the balance patches right now? It's okay. At the end of every RTA season is about right. I think it seems okay-ish. No,
I would want more.
you want more? Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially if these are things that aren't supposed to affect RTA, then why not balance more often?
Okay.
It's like Alicia says, like there's no like real transparency. You don't really know when they come out with stuff, so you're oblivious when it comes, and when it comes, you don't know if it's gonna be good or it's gonna be lackluster. And you really you want to look forward to the balance patches, and you do, but then you get disappointed. So far I've only maybe one balance patch has been something that I've been excited about. Like when Mo Long was nerfed and stuff. that was the only one that I enjoyed. And then when they come out, it's I don't know. I would like to look forward to them, and I want to be surprised in a good way.
Yeah, I feel like they get like one good one a year. There's always like one that's like, wow, like this was a good one. Yeah, lately in the last 2 years, I've noticed. It's always just I would like to see, more balanced patches. I think at least 5 a year is a good baseline at the very minimum. Yeah, 5 a year is a very, very good baseline. That's like every 2.5 months, 2 point something months. That's not too bad, right? And if we get some like this, then it's not too bad at all, right? But I'd like at least one of them a year to be something big, right? Make some meta changes for us. Yeah, for better or for worse. There's always gonna be people that are gonna complain anyways. Come to us, right? Whether you give them something good or make something bad, there's always gonna be somebody that complains. So, just might as well just make the changes, right? Do them, because people are gonna complain anyways. That's my thoughts.
Just give us Summoner's Sword 2.
They've been talking about it, and then end of last year they said they're gonna do something this year, but we haven't heard about it. So I don't know if they just
Let us
scrapped the idea.
start over. I want to start over. That's what I want to do.
Okay, Summoner's War 2 would be the RPG game. It would not be this game, and I heard that game is completely different.
I know.
But I mean,
I'm talking about Summoner's War 2.0 in the sense of revamping the whole mobile.
You just want a new server, dude. You just want like server X is what you want, and everybody on the same playing field, and everybody starts over.
That's what I was hoping for, like in Dimensional Hole. They could like go somewhere we have to like start from the beginning to farm certain material or something.
Yeah, I don't know the implications of
Yeah.
that. Imagine if they did a Summoners War reboot server. You couldn't really spend on the server. You can't really buy things. Yeah, and everybody starts on the same playing field. Yeah, I mean, I think that would kill their sales though, unfortunately. So I don't think that's something that we would see, right? Because if people start playing that, then maybe they wouldn't spend as much in other games. And I mean, I always think of it as a business standpoint too, right? They're trying to make money, right? They're trying to make more money. They try to do more, but make more money. I think it's fair. I don't know.
There's zero way you have a server where people can't spend money.
I mean, and maybe aesthetics. Maybe a server. Let me rephrase. A server that they can't spend money to progress. So everybody is time based and skill based, and maybe a little bit of luck based instead of based upon like buying and buying summons and whatnot. And I think some people would be interested in that, right? But they would just lose money on that. Even if they charged a monthly subscription, there's no way. There's no way at all.
Like that's why I was hoping for that to be in like Dimension Hole, so they would have that thing in their own game, and it still wouldn't like destroy the main thing.
Ah, I see. Ah, so if they made a new mode, is what you're saying, in the game, then everybody is kind of on the same playing field. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, like maybe if like Dimensional, if you like got new monsters in there at like 3-star and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. They have
yeah,
to
yeah.
level up.
Yeah, new monsters that you can only use in that area.
Yeah.
Right. Huh. All right, we got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops left. It's open discussion now, so anything you want to revitalize or bring back or discuss, feel free to bring it up and we can kind of discuss it here. If you see anything interesting in the chat, I mean, of course, chat has great questions, but sometimes they bring in, topics that we've already discussed in the past, or, it's been talked about a lot. Feel free to bring it up and we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. Yeah, I guess next Secondary Awakening is supposed to happen now, right? They said every 4 months, and October is supposed to be the time it's supposed to happen. So where is it? I mean, I know they just gave us a little Devilmon, right? You make a secondary Awaken unit, you get a Devilmon, but are we supposed to get another second Awaken unit yet? No? Yes? I don't know.
I hope so.
Didn't they have big patches in November the last 2 years?
Did they?
Or was it?
Traditionally, they're supposed to have a big balance patch at the end of the year, or a big patch at the end of the year with a big release, but they kind of did it in the middle of the year, which was the Dimensional Hole, right? So questions is if they're going to release something big at the end of this year. That's a big question.
Yeah, I think the Raids was released in November, right? Guild Wars was released in November.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I might be talking bullshit right now.
Yeah. So I don't know what they'll release at the end of this year, though. Right. Any more topics you guys want to bring up to discuss here? I really enjoyed this Paris event, man. I felt like it went by so fast, and now we have to wait a whole another year to see everybody again, right? Because Comptos doesn't have too much things going on at the beginning of the year. Maybe they'll have meetups at the beginning of this year, but the
Did
events
they
always end
say
of the year.
like a location for the SWC next year?
They did not, but I mean, they did LA first year, they did Korea second year, they did EU this year. So I mean, well, maybe they'll cycle it back around NA again, right? Somewhere in the United States, Vegas, Las Vegas, baby. I'd be down, dude. I'd be so down. Canada might be not a bad option.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Australia also not a bad idea. Sure, definitely. But I mean, the thing is that they probably will do the big event or tournament where there are offices though, right? So EU has offices, Korea is the headquarters, LA is the headquarters, so it would be kind of strange for them to do it in Canada or Australia, even though they're great ideas, right? New York City, ooh, that'd be kind of tough though, man, right? Gotta be enough space. It's gotta be somewhere with a lot of space. London?
That's true.
Las Vegas has a lot of space.
I think if they're gonna do it in the EU again, it's probably gonna be Berlin.
Oh yeah.
Because those are like the two big countries in Europe. But I agree with you. I think that's just gonna be America again.
Yeah.
Because they were always talking about these 3 regions. Everybody I spoke to us, they're always talking about these 3 regions now.
Right.
So if they're cycling through them, then the next one would be America again.
Shanghai, dude. China would like. I think China would be great, but it would be so hard with all the different legalities or legal things going on, right?
Yeah, Twitch being banned, YouTube being banned.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways around it, but is it
It's-
worth your time, or are they willing to do that to set it up?
I think they can take the risk.
I don't know if they plan far enough ahead to like be able to get all the content creators to be streaming from China.
Yeah, that might take a while to do actually. I mean, I mean, maybe it's in LA again, but I don't think it would be at the OGN because like OGN was great for the America's Cup, but it's too small. It's got to be a large enough venue. OGN's way too small. It's only like a couple hundred seating. So,
It wasn't the Microsoft Arena was the first one, right?
yeah, the first one was Microsoft Arena, and I think that first event was at a good venue. Microsoft Arena was great. It was big. It was nice. They did great activations, but it was their first one, so there were a lot of flaws, I think, in the way they set up that tournament. So, I think if they just did it again at that venue, I wouldn't mind. That venue was pretty lit. It was actually pretty lit. But now with all the knowledge that they had from doing it for 3 years, I think they do it even better this year. Or I mean next year if they did it there. Yeah. Or
But I
maybe
guess
Hawaii. Hawaii? Would you guys be down to come to Hawaii? We have a huge convention center. Yeah, so I mean, they definitely could do it at Oahu for sure. I think Twitch. They actually. I got some insider information that Twitch sent some representatives here to check out the convention center that we have here, and they were considering to do TwitchCon in Hawaii actually, which was kind of interesting.
That would be fun.
I can't imagine the cost of them flying everyone to Hawaii.
Yeah, that would definitely be a cost though for sure. But I mean, something different, right? What were you gonna say though, Obabo?
Like a last topic, like if there was something they could improve or change of like the format for the SWC from this year.
Ah, what do you mean by that? Like the tournament format? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, we
exactly.
can briefly talk about that. How would you like it changed? So this year the format was, I mean, of course, last year what we got was the pre-ban, right? That was the big thing. Pre-ban was new. This year the difference was the pre-ban was you cannot pre-ban consecutively the same units. How about next year? What do you want to see?
Banning more units.
I want to see them do it like guild versus guild, where you can't use units again after the first time.
Oh, that would be interesting. Dude, that's like that'd be anybody's game though, to be honest. That would be anybody's game to win. Huh.
But it's a whale.
I mean,
They're
That's my
all
issue with it.
whales there. Come
every
on.
top player has enough units to go around that many
No.
drafts. No?
Maybe units, but not runes.
Yeah, but you can switch around, like because you can for guilds versus I don't know how it was in an A, but for EU we could choose who we wanted to play in there. So you can go like one Cleaves player, one player like you and Taki, and just one like LD heavy player. So you can base your team around it, right?
You know what?
Yeah, but
How about not using the same units consecutively? That might not be as big of a detriment. And that would cause mind games, right? Because you can't pick what your opponent has, but if they pick it, you know you can use it next round. I don't know. Or it could be pre-banned as well still, right? That would be big enough, I think, of a change. Not being able to use consecutively. So you have to have a variety of drafts. You literally have to have a multitude of drafts in order to play, I feel.
I think I brought this up like a long time ago on podcast, but this might be like people might think it's stupid, but how about make it fair? You know, how about make it fair? You know, like okay, so how about let's say for SWC, everybody like the group stages, you have to win the group stages, prelims and stuff like that, and you use your own account for that. But when it comes to the final, okay, when it's finals, like the bigger cup, okay, World Cup, EU Cup, America's Cup, every cup, okay, everybody have the same
Accounts.
like
the same monsters
accounts,
and
yeah,
roots.
yeah, and then it's just drafting, and that is the different aspect of the game. So no pay to win in that aspect. So everybody has the same account, is play with the same monster. They have to re-rune themselves, but it's still gonna be fair because everybody are they're on the balanced field. Like, but the only thing that might fuck it up is the 22% and the 15% and the what? Yeah, you know, all the percent.
Right, that's something that we've talked about in the past as well. Giving accounts to everybody that had like the same runes and units. That would be interesting, but the only way to have a fair champion for that is if they made a specific RTA mode that allowed everybody to play that. Because then you would want
Yeah.
players to compete with that. And of course, you would see a lot of players who are very smart come out of there, right? Not pay to win and make it to the top. And that's what the tournament would be. But having a player have to have the stipulation of having that account, getting good, getting to the top, winning the preliminaries, and then playing that doesn't really show us the true champion, right? If we're going to find the true champion based on account, that's what we should do. If we should find this true smartest player, that's what we should do, right? So I think it's a good idea, though. It's something that I wanted to see as well in the past. Because I think it gives everybody a fair chance, right? There's a lot of smart players here. So want to see who would be the smartest, right? It could be a cool Guild Wars thing or preliminary thing or exhibition kind of match thing, you know what I mean? Like they're doing with the Guild Wars. But yeah, I think one thing I want to see next year is having the Guild Wars in the finals again, just like last year. I know it takes a lot more for them to set it up, but I think it'd be nice to see a champion. I think it'd be nice to see these Leisha's Diana go like 50 times again, you know?
We didn't even have a Guild Wars in EU this year.
Yeah, they have a Guild Wars. That's what they said, yeah. And there was none in the finals, like they did last year in Korea, right? Where Say Swag and them, you know, dominated the Guild Wars and beat the Korea Guild.
Yeah, but that year we still had a Guilds versus Guild War, a separate event, which was actually at the same location in Paris where we had the EU finals this year. But this year we didn't have the Guilds versus Guild event at all in EU.
Yeah, I know. Out of all the regions, though, I think the only regions that have like really strong guilds or actually care, I feel, is maybe Global and EU. Asia server feels so scuffed, man. I don't know if Global is even like caring about guilds, but EU is like they like hardcore still care about their guilds. You know what I mean? Like they're still super tryhard over there, super sweaties. Yeah.
But
I feel
like
like on Asia there's a lot of guilds which are only RTA. Like you have the Barcode
Almost all
gang.
of them.
Like,
Oh no, I mean that's
think
Korea though. That's Korea. That's not Asia
Yeah.
server. That's not Asia
yeah,
server.
true. But on Japan there's a guild like that as well, and there's another. I think on Asia it's as well.
Asia is like goats, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
though they left from Delicious because they were fed up with all the casual players. So like half the guild left, and they made that guild goats. And I think they're a lot more casual now though. Like Xypher used to be one of the big guilds, right? You heard of Xypher back in the day, right? But they're all like super casual. VRK, Xypher, those are all the big guys that used to have a lot of like top RTA players. Delicious actually had a lot of top RTA players before, but now it's just goats. Yeah. But all right.
But I'm hoping to like see. I want to see like a winners and losers bracket. That would be nice.
Monkas.
Because
On the
Yeah, that'd be nice.
final,
Like a double elimination.
for both finals and like the Europe and America's Cup. So like if you end like first in your group stage, you shouldn't be on like the same playing field as the one who ended second. Like you should have like some type of advantage, and it would also like help to not like get completely shafted by RNG.
But they had this advantage, right? Because if you got first in your group qualifier, you got in the first pot for the EU finals. So you would always play a number one, always played against another.
Yeah, that's true. But like if we take Dylan for an example, who ended like first in Asia, he wouldn't like get kicked out first round by losing to Boss. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, okay. So you're basically saying to have like this in the finals as well.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Ooh. You know what? You know how we had the different cups? What if we just had like, what if they just mashed it into one? Actually, but that would defeat the purpose of the cups. But I was thinking, you know how we had this time, we had the group stages this time, but it was just cup oriented. We have group stages with all of the regions together for those 4 weeks, and then we just go to the finals. But we lose America's Cup, EU Cup, and Asia Cup. So I don't know about that. I like the cup. So never mind, I take that back. But it was just a thought, mixing up people throughout the group stages.
It's also hard for the qualifiers, right? Because now you have like the top 16 of Europe, but I think the top 16, maybe the top 20 in Asia's region are, except for a few ones, would be stronger than the top 16 in Europe.
True, but then you just have to get good. Okay, that's toxic, but you know.
I don't actually think that the servers are that different in like power.
No, dude. No, dude.
I
There
really
is a
don't think
lot of power difference, dude. Let's argue about
No.
that. There's a huge power difference. Asia's server is insane power, dude. Asia's server, like, I think that the depth of Asia's server power is strong. It's very, very strong. The amount of players that are up there that are really, really top notch, go further. There's a bigger depth, like just like rune quality depth, right? It's further, I feel.
Yeah, but if you take like top
Yeah.
16, then it's not that different.
Time
That's
for
what I'm thinking.
controversy
Maybe
discussion.
not for tournament play.
Okay,
but
top 16
for-
Asia, top 16 Korea, top 16 NA, I mean global, and top 16 EU. How do you guys
Yeah.
rate that, chat? How do you guys rate that? Because I'm maybe kind of biased. Asia, then global, then the rest. I might agree with that, honestly. Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to EU, but I mean,
I don't want to say much, but we had 2 people in the last 4 in the World Cup.
okay, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
And EU
True.
is only 2. Like we have 2 EU emblems as well. There's none other region that has 2 emblems. No other server that has 2 emblems.
What do you think, Leisha?
I think don't listen to your chat. I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, controversial statements, but I mean, nonetheless, every server has their top players, right? Which is nice, and those are the players that we're gonna see in the tournament, anyways, for the finals, which we saw. So, all in all, any last words you guys have? But I think it was
Just to come back to that for a moment, I do agree with Obabo, like on tournament play, but on ladder play, I think Asia's.
Yeah, ladder play is hard to say because in SWC, re-app abusers aren't allowed, and like
Yeah,
a
but-
lot of
true.
But you're qualifying based on your ladder play, so then we would have to use another way to qualify.
I think my opinion was based on ladder and not on tournament play. So I think you might be
Yeah.
right then, Obabo. It could be a little bit more even. Now that I think about it.
I meant like at this SWC when we saw all the players, like
Mhm.
everyone was really close.
Hmm,
But
yeah.
like thing is, like even Boss, like even though Diligence was like the big, like fan favorite for the tournament,
Mhm.
like after I saw Boss runes, I actually like tried to go back and change my predictions to Boss like beating Diligence.
And you
like,
realized that you
everyone,
can't click on event. Nobody could click on the
Yeah.
event page. It was like glitch or something.
So like everyone was really strong.
Yeah. It just goes to show though, I mean, let's be real, like Thompson and like some of these players have insane runes, but even players, I mean, they all have good runes, but there is definitely a rune and monster box disparity between those players. Anybody could still win the tournament. Still possible, right? It's just, did you wake up feeling 22% that day? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or did you wake up less nervous than the other player that day? Did you wake up, playing the cleaner draft and the cleaner game? There's so many factors that leads up to what the SWC champion is.
I have a question. Did I might have forgotten, but did Thompson ever fight a ragdoll?
I actually don't think so.
Because like he was screaming
Yeah.
against ragdoll accounts so much before.
Judas
like,
has ragdoll.
Yeah, but did he fight one like actively?
I
Did
don't
he
think
ever-
Judas picked it. Did
He
he?
picked it
I
on the
think
second
he-
round.
Oh, maybe it got banned. Maybe it got banned.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
screaming so much against the ragdoll, but he never got to face it. So
Oh, dude, I will say one thing though. We were practicing scrims and I was using an account that had Ragdoll to scrim with Thompson. Oh my god, dude. Okay, now I know Ragdoll is good on paper, but that is actually legit. First time I got to play an account with Ragdoll, like at that level. Oh my god, dude. Like it's so good. It's so good. I've never got to play and experience that. It's so good, man. It's just ridiculous. But I was just so mind blown. I was actually just so mind blown. So I mean, I have more respect and I understand why people have so much more difficulty, right? On paper, we hear people talk about it, but actually using it and experiencing it, oh my god, dude. Yeah, it could make, like, if I got Ragdoll, dude, I would try hard 30 wings and I think I would do decently well, man. Yeah, you could just do anything and you win, man. It's so good, dude. Fucking sick, Coconut Man. Jeff, relax, bro. Okay, it's first time, okay? I experienced it for the first time. Yeah. All right, thank you guys for joining me on the podcast today. I think I had a lot of fun today. Yeah, discussing the tournament with you guys. It was a pleasure to hang out with you guys at the tournament this year around. Thank you guys for taking some time to talk about the balance patch with me and about the tournament itself. Yeah, thank you guys. But if you guys are watching on the YouTube channel, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. I always go through the comments to improve the podcast moving forward every single week. So I actively look through those. Make sure you guys post something in there, as well as I will put the links to all their Twitch channels because they all stream. Yeah, everybody streams here quite a bit. Crystal Shizzle maybe streaming a little bit more. I've seen you stream a couple times, but hopefully we get you streaming a little
I've
bit more
been
as well.
slacking lately, yeah.
Yeah, you've been slacking lately, so step it up, man. Step it up.
Will
Alright.
do, will do.
I'll see you guys on the next live streamer video. Peace out, YouTube. I'll see you guys later. Thank you, guys.